guys, welcome back to the channel. And before we even get started, I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. And just to let you know, the first 1,000 people to hit the link in the description get 2 months for free. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions of people come together to make the next step in their artistic journey. There are thousands of classes that you can choose from in topics such as fine arts, creative writing, graphic design, photography, and more. Lots more. In fact, there are thousands of classes to choose from. Skillshare classes combine a combination of both a video lesson and a class project. These classes are designed to fit your schedule and your skill level. Members get unlimited access to thousands of inspiring classes with hands-on projects and feedback from the community of millions. Most classes are under 60 minutes with a short lesson that fits any schedule. And if you decide to sign up with Skillshare, it's under $10 a month. If you're into mixed media, I found the perfect class. It's run by an instructor, Daniela Mullins, and it takes you through how to make a color journal. And she's only one of the great instructors that you'll find at Skillshare. I've got a lot of things out on my desk. What on earth have I been doing? The other day, I was working on a picture and I realized I needed Posca. Now, we did that test. It's very easy to draw over wax with Posca. It also has its drawbacks. It comes off the page really super easily. You really can't go wrong with Posca. It goes down, and if you want it to go off, you just let it dry and it scrapes right off of the pencil or colors right over. So it has its positive and it's negative. And one of the biggest negatives that it has is Posca dries up very easy and the nib gets clogged. And another thing that Posca did that I just kind of accepted, but I really shouldn't have been accepting of it, is when you first get the Posca and you open it up and you dab it to break the seal on the nib and to prime it, I always got a large amount of the paint oozing out the first time. And the last couple of pens I got oozed out an exceptional amount. Not a little dollop, but a large amount of the paint. And considering the pens themselves, if you've been using Posca for many years, the pens themselves have gotten smaller. So they're giving you less product and it's spilling more, which is kind of significant. So in July, I bought myself 3 pens. And now it is the middle of September, and my third pen died on me. I went right into Amazon, I ordered up my 3 pens again, and then it dawned on me, there had to be something better. This just is not working. It's too much. Not when you're ordering 3 pens every month and a half, and you don't use it all that much. And plus, they weren't performing the way they used to perform. Maybe because I'm using a finer tip, but whatever it was not acceptable. I went on a quest to find something that was a little bit more acceptable, and I found it, and I found it in a big way. A long time ago, it's been probably a couple of years, I was given 2 sets of pens, one from the Acrylico company and one from the Triton company, and they were products that they asked me to test for them, which I did, and I did their videos, and they were both really good. As far as paint pens go, they covered on just about anything I wanted them to cover on. They were opaque enough. I just don't do a lot of painting with paint pens. It's just not a medium that I got into. I liked my white and occasionally my black. I said this in my review, I didn't overly like the white in either one of these pens, but the colors were very good. The colors were very vivid and bright. I was quite happy with them. I just kept going back to my Posca because the Posca was good until I did my video where I tested Posca against some of the other products that are out there, and Posca came in as one of the last. So I needed to find something and find something quick. Now I went and I got out my Acrylicos because I never throw anything out. And I don't even throw out my dry containers on my markers or anything, and I'm quite happy I didn't because I had a whole set of dried up Ohulus, and I turned around and I took the nibs out, filled them up with Copic ink, and I reused them. So I'm really happy I learned from that experience. Don't throw it out. So I have a lot of these paint pens. I mean, a lot. they're like endless. Some of them are dried up and some of them are perfectly good, but not used. In addition to that, long time ago also, I went out and I bought Bombay ink. I didn't know the difference between alcohol ink and India ink. And I went out, I bought a lot, and I'm talking a lot. I never buy just a little. I have to have every color of everything. And that's a lot of ink for somebody who had never used ink before. Should have bought just one, tested it out, but no. It came in sets, and I bought 2 full sets. One of iridescent and metallic colors, and one of more solid colors. And they are gorgeous. And when you paint them on things, they look beautiful. They're vibrant. The problem is that I didn't need them. So I put them up on my shelf. They were pretty little bottles. And there they've been sitting to the point where most of them are quite dusty. The ink is fine. The metallic separates and then you shake it up, you'll see. The colors are beautiful. You see, it's getting more and more metallic. You shake it up until that is all gone. It works better with a stirrer. But here it's starting to get into it, and you can see the pearlescent in it coming back. And this one is almost shaken up completely. I have to put some muscle into it, but you see, these inks are gorgeous. It dawned on me, I wonder if I could take the Posca pen or the Acrylico pen and refill it with the Bombay ink using a dotting tool, which was perfectly fine. I mean, it worked, but it wasn't like it was a pen. It was still a dotting tool. It made great dots. Now, like any pen, you use a scrap piece of paper. This whole thing is scrap, so I now have basically what is considered a Posca writer, but I'm using the ink that I love, which is the F. Martin. Now, it still has all the issues that any paint pen has. You have to pull it away from you for it to write really well. You have to prime it a lot. But I get a really decent line on it. And I can go thick, and I can go really thin on it. So the control is back on me, and it is the ink. Now I wanted to show you what it looks like in the book. So my number one way of getting rid of the black lines in a book is to actually take the page out, stick it on my computer scanner, scan the image, put it into PicMonkey, and just drop the fade down or increase the fade on it, whichever direction you're going. And that gives me a nice gray line. Make a copy of that, and I've got all the grayed out I want, no effort. But not everybody has the luxury of technology or how to do it, and a lot of people don't want to take apart their books. I, on the other hand, am not so picky. That's why I like PDFs. As you can see, with a little bit of effort, you can make a line disappear, and this is very helpful, especially if you're doing your own flower design, and say you have this black line right in the middle of it. It's helpful for some people, but for other people who are doing their own thing and not really following all the guidelines, this black line can show up in the middle of a highlight, and that's not good. You want to get rid of that, and there it goes. It's gone. Now, you can still see it a little bit, but when that dries, it's gray, and gray covers up with the pencil. Now I'm not giving it enough time to really dry, so some of it is gonna scrape off. I can even see that that's still wet. No, that's still wet. Well, you can see over here it works. On your first layer, you might be able to see some of the white underneath. That's the way life is, white underneath wax. You're gonna see white. By your second or third layer, you won't be seeing it. Those lines are gone. So why not try it with my Bombay inks? I mean, I'm using it with Dr. F. Would it work with my Bombay? So I got out another marker, I cleaned it out, this one. Now, it took me a while to get the nib clean, or enough that it doesn't show up in the ink. You're just gonna have to put a little elbow grease into it. Prime it down. Look at that. Now this is peach, metallic peach. Now, I don't know if you can actually see, but it's iridescent. And it's got like a glitter in it. And how long did it take to fill in an area that big? It's better than a gel pen. You can't go over wax with a gel pen. You just can't. It clogs up the little round ball and you end up being very frustrated. But look how fast I can do details now with a glitter or a metallic on it. On top of that, I want something larger. This is faster than any medium, faster than a gel pen. And you can do a whole page in just this. And much to my surprise, I found these empty on Amazon, a company that just sells these. Now, can you do this with your empty Posca? Yes, you can. On some of them. I will say that some of my empty Poscas, yeah, I'm one of those people that never throw away the empty Posca either. Sorry about that. I always think, oh, I'm going to use it for something. On Posca, it was like it was glued on. There was no getting it off. But I did find some of my Posca pens that turned really easy. Now, with Posca, taking it apart to refill is very simple, except for the fact that it goes the opposite way. You know how, like, in the United States or other places, it's loosey lefty, righty tighty, or something like that. These are Japanese, and it goes the opposite way. So when you're used to loosening it going this way, Posca loosens going the other way. But unfortunately, on some of my Posca pens, there appears they got hip on it, and there must be some adhesive, because we even tried with pliers, and this was not coming off. And this wasn't the only one. All the pens that I got, I bought the 3-pack, none of them came off. So some of them do, and some of them just good luck trying to get it off. So how do I get this pulled apart and I can do this? Well, on the Triton pens and on the Acrylico pens, it was extremely easy. It unscrewed very easily. This one's a little stained, but it is clean. Probably could get a little bit cleaner with some alcohol, but for the most part, it's clean, it's stained, and this is just stained. So I figured I'll put some green in it and nobody will know the difference. So I have my green. We're going to do one. And I have a very shiny green. Look how pretty this is. Okay, you can use these, but on some of the Bombay inks, they just don't work. It just doesn't have enough suction. I got these pipettes on Amazon, dirt cheap. I came like in a set of 100, and they're reusable. So a set of 100, which only cost a couple of dollars, is like a lifetime supply. I actually bought these for another project. Oh, I could feel all the metallic goodness in there. Kind of feels gritty, and then you don't feel it anymore. Look how beautiful that color is. And you could see the metallic in it. Gorgeous. I can't wait to do this. Now, this gets a little bit messy. I'm not putting on gloves, but I'll wash up after that. And I have my pen taken apart. I have my nib taken apart. It is clean, just stained for the most part. It's about as much as I'm going to get out with it still working. The nib fits into the little hole, comes out when you want to clean it. Now on this brand, it has a little sponge that goes on the nib. It prevents or soaks up anything that's loose. It's a nice little thing, but it works without it too. So if this really is gooped up and it doesn't clean well, then you don't have to use it. Put it in like that and screw it back on. That's it. So now we'll just take it apart and fill it. Now, when you're cleaning it, they've got these little painter balls for mixing. Just throw one in, back in. They each come with two, but I found with this pen, this ink is a little bit thicker, so it works better with one. Give it a little squeeze and just fill it up. It's as easy as that. To fill it up completely takes about 2 squeezes. But I don't want to fill it up completely because that's how I made a mess when I was doing it earlier, and I'm going to try to be a little bit neater. Take this back, screw it back on. Make sure it's nice and tight, remove the cap, and prime it. Priming it, just tap it. Okay, I switched out the paper because my paper was dirty, and there you go. Now, it's a little bit harder to see with this one because it does have the metallic in it, but when I show you the sheen on it, if you could see it, it's green metallic. There, for me, there it is, the glitter and the color. This is one I was working on earlier, that's the pink. And there we have the green. Now I just have to do that with all my colors. And then just put a little bit of the label on it. So, I mean, this will be okay, green on green. But, like my peach is in the yellow. Look how easy. The number one thing on this is, unlike my Posca pens, that when they run out, if I don't have another Posca pen, that's it, I'm done. Look at all the ink you get. That was one fill And it only went down to about there. I've got all this ink to use when I need it. So that is my video for today. I hope this helps for those who are into using your paint pens. I'm absolutely loving this Bombay ink. And as I said, they are metallic, so they are gorgeous. It runs better than a gel pen in every way. It's better than your standard paint pens. These are inexpensive. You can buy a set of these, the Acrylico or the Triton. Even you can do it with the Posca, not guaranteeing you're going to get the cap off of all of them. But the Triton and the Acrylico, you got enough paint pen in there. I mean, my paint pens still work. I will leave links to where I saw them. I only saw one company that did this, so it might be hard for you to find it. I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.